Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is The Gradient Show with me and Henry. And today we're talking about, in my opinion, arguably the greatest TV show of all time.
I'm not going to go that far, but it is incredible.
I think it's better than X-Men 92.
No,
97.
97 and no.
I think it's better.
That's not even the greatest show of all time.
I think it's better than that, though.
Nah.
I genuinely think...
But that's just personal preference. I prefer...
But as even as like 3 seasons... We're talking about Invincible, by the way, for context. Spoilers coming up ahead as well. If you haven't watched it, make sure you have, because it's so good.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't watched it, what the hell are you doing? Go watch it now.
Every single other person.
And make sure you then come back. You're not allowed to go watch it and then not watch us again. Come back.
I will say that you do realize everyone else on the podcast has not watched it.
Oh, but they're all normies. We're nerd folk. We know what we're talking about.
I think I'm pretty normal. So yeah, Invincible Season 3, Episode 7 and Episode 8 were cinema.
Episode 8, they spent half an hour in one fight scene.
Yeah, it was...
Holy shit.
All right, let's go from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's start with the negative. I think an issue that a lot of people had was... is... It was a big thing in Season 2 was the animation wasn't as good as it was in Season 1.
Yeah.
And they did continue that
into Season 3.
Into Season 3, but I think that was because they were spending a lot of their budget on the final 2 episodes, because visually, the final 2 episodes were...
People were complaining about how long it was taking, right? And so they just came out with it.
I think they just prioritised the final 2 episodes, because you can tell the animation was just leaps.
I've seen some fan edits on Instagram where it looks much better in the final 2 episodes.
Yeah, I've seen them as well, where they just make it a bit brighter and
the shadow and the light looks more realistic.
I understand that.
Yeah, I think people were pressuring them, and so they came out with it. The work is still incredible, but I think you can improve the animation if you spend more time on it, which people didn't want. So you go with what the people want.
And I think that the characters, storylines, the personalities were easily enough to carry.
Oh yeah,
like in terms of the development of characters. You haven't got, like, the Rexplode whole arc this season just broke my heart.
That's not from the comic books either, is it? That's their own invention, and that was heartbreaking.
So let's go start with Rexplode. Obviously, a big thing this season was he actually just was really likable for the whole season, wasn't he?
He just figured out, how to be a normal human being.
He just figured out how to be, like, just the nicest guy. He started learning how to be human, having been brought up in this, like, horrible life where he was bought. Like, this guy was literally sold by his parents to the government to become a government agent, and experimented on as a child to become Rexplode as we know him today. Like, there was such and then obviously they've changed the storyline of Shrinking Ray, because obviously in the comics she was male, and obviously she is female in this, and also she dies in the Serpent Society.
Yeah, where she almost died before.
Whereas they kept her alive, and they kept her alive
to kill
just break your heart.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like, and then they used what's her name? The song that they used. She's really famous artist. She is a really famous artist.
I don't know.
What's her name? Lloyd. Really famous female artist who, like, wears baggy clothes. What's her name again?
Oh, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Yeah. They used a Billie Eilish song.
Jesus.
And so basically, spoilers ahead, Rexplode sacrifices himself to kill an invincible variant.
Yes.
And
mate,
I've got my skeleton,
motherfucker. He ripped fucking Gambit's thing from 97 and then just went boom.
Yeah. Yes, it is very Gambit-esque.
It's exactly the same, except one's French, one's English.
But American. But I think that, actually, I think Mexican.
He's Mexican American.
I have no idea. I don't want to fuck that up.
Let's not talk about nationalities.
But I do think potentially where that storyline's better is actually there's a bit more backstory that you've developed with this character for 3 seasons now. You've arguably a lot of people have fallen in love with the character.
The arc has been fantastic.
Yeah. So then.
But the source material is just
it does help
working with some fantastic.
Yeah, it does help that the comic books are unbelievable.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
How old do you think the comic books are? Without, don't use your prior knowledge. Like, just from looking at it and hearing about it and like the timeline of things happening.
25 years old.
You really think that? Because when I first watched this, I thought, this must be something that's come out in the last few years. Like,
no.
But it's
old.
old.
Yeah, it's old comics.
I had no idea.
Like, bear in mind, it's the same comic book line as Spawn.
Yeah.
So,
which I had no idea about that because obviously there's not as much crossover there. So
they didn't have the rights, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
So they used Wolfman. A lot of the scenes from the comic books that were used by Spawn, and there's another character from what's the comic book line called? I don't know. Shit. Anyway.
Oh wait, no, Tech Jacket.
No, Tech Jacket was in it.
He was in it, but that's the other character.
No, I'm not talking about that character. He's basically a big green guy with a fin on his head. I'll show you a picture later. You'll know what I'm talking about.
No, but
could the editor put a picture in here of him? And they used Wolfman, who was arguably a lesser-known comic book character, and they used the same scene. So the scene where he comes out from the rubble after fighting with one of the Invincible variants, and then it's just destruction.
Yeah.
And also he was fighting that particular Invincible variant.
Yeah.
If you didn't have prior knowledge going into this series, how insane do you think those final 2 episodes must have been?
Oh, it's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have had a chance to. I couldn't take my eyes off it, and I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Jesus.
Like the level of. I don't think we've seen a show in a very, very, very long time, if not ever, that shows that level of destruction.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of is The Boys. But everyone, people
but there's not
have
that level of destruction.
No, because it's in real life. You can't.
Every single of the 10 biggest cities in the world, or 7 biggest cities in the world, rubble.
Yeah.
London, rubble. New York, rubble. Chicago, rubble. Paris, rubble.
All I'm going to say is I would have been absolutely fine because I wouldn't have been in London. And that's my comment on living in London and how it's just not.
Brother, this is a make-up story.
You get the point I'm trying to make.
I don't think there's going to be a Superman-esque character coming over and destroying it.
I will
Stop fiddling.
I will talk about one thing that I am slightly disappointed at, in that we didn't have the comic book line where Invincible tries to prove the innocence of a werewolf character. I forget his name.
What, Wolfman?
It might be Wolfman, but I think he appears in one scene. But there's a whole arc in the comic books where he gets Invincible has to basically help him prove his innocence, where he's accused of a crime and just goes off into the wilderness and just hides because everyone thinks he's a villain. But actually, he's absolutely fine. And that was I can't remember the exact details of the line, but I remember watching it and thinking, okay, I can't wait for this to be in the animation.
Yeah,
it just wasn't. So I think they've probably prioritized some things over others, and I get you have to do that, but I'd love to have seen that in the thing.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about the 7th and 8th episodes, but I do want to talk about the 6th episode with Powerplex.
Yeah.
Voiced by
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
From Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't get away with this. Oh, the voice acting is... the voice acting in all of this...
Oh, they've picked some names.
Is unbeatable, I think. Legendary.
Sorry, go back to episode 8.
Yeah.
Conquest is voice acting. Where he whispers to him in his ear.
And it's also not from the comics. That's an original scene.
Thing. And then he's basically just a weird guy who never gets to talk to anyone. So he talks to people and then kills them.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. Let's get the cast up. Let's get the cast. So Stephen Yen, obviously also from Walking Dead, is
a big
Invincible.
Connection.
And I do think his voice acting to do all the different marks and making them all sound unique. Like Mohawk Mark sounded different to our Mark, who, but even though they're in the same scene,
you could tell. Even if you weren't watching it, you could tell.
You could tell they were different people.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. Yeah. Then you've got
Mark Hamill,
yeah, obviously.
Then
you've got
all costumes. What we're talking about? What we're saying about the black and blue?
I like it.
Black and yellow.
Nice.
Black and... So nice. I prefer the blue and yellow. I can't wait for them to go back to the original one. Have you seen the image that they're putting around social media at the moment of the team that gets built in next season?
Yeah, I think so.
It's straight from the comic books. There's a panel where you've got that character. Oh God, I don't want to say the names, but you got.
That's not spoil.
Obviously Mark and then a few others, and Mark is wearing the original costume. I think it's better.
It is nice. It is nice. Yeah. J.K. Simmons, Omni-Man.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Makes
perfect
total
sense.
Like one of the biggest names with a big mustache.
Zachary Quinto's robot voice as well is.
Used less this season.
I really like the robot voice.
I prefer the robot voice.
I know he's good, but
I prefer it. It makes a lot more sense to me when he is the robot voice.
Yeah, I know.
When Robot ages up, are we going to see him being played by the actor who plays Rex? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to pretend to be
No,
robotic.
so he is... No, so he becomes a normal human... Well, there's a lot of... Spoilers ahead for future seasons. Obviously, he goes bad.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about it. We know this. I'm saying spoilers ahead for future seasons. Don't watch this if you don't want to know what's happening in the future.
It's not about his character. It's about what voice actor they use.
They'll use the same voice actor.
You think they're going to use the Rexplode voice actor?
Yes.
Not the current one?
They were... They've got to... As he gets older, surely.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, surely.
It's not... If you listen to him, he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mahershala Ali as Titan is goated.
I didn't realise it was him.
Yeah, it's so
That is
good. It's so good.
Just waiting to play Blade, so he's just chilling, doing the voice acting job.
Walton Goggins as well.
Oh yeah, but you can't. I can't tell it's him.
No, he does such a good. Such a good voice.
100%.
Sandra Oh, Debbie. Also, I think probably
Grey's
top
Anatomy
4 character in the show. Debbie.
You think?
Yeah. Just
I like her arc. But
the emotion she brings. Season 2, Debbie was goated.
Oh yeah. That's where her arc was at the highest point.
At peak.
I think when a normal character's there and she's not in every episode, it's a bit like.
Jason Mantzoukas is obviously the voice actor for Rex.
Yes, who was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and a bunch of other comedy shows.
So good.
Very, very good at what he does.
Who am I trying to find? Where is he? They're not showing me. Conquest voice.
It's what's his face from
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's his name.
And we had people complaining about it at the start.
Why?
It's just.
Didn't they want him for Thrag?
No, they wanted potentially him for Thrag. They wanted a deep voice for Conquest. Spoilers as well for Thrag. Fuck.
Well, we don't know who it is now, do we?
Yeah, but people who watch the show don't know who Thrag is either.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Thrag is the big bad. We'll get to him eventually.
Yeah. But I think they're just going to go for someone with an even deeper voice.
What, for Thrag?
Yeah.
Nah.
Because he's the be all.
But he's not. He is the big be all and end all. But it's not deepness. It's gravity more than anything else. It doesn't have to be deep. I'd have rather
I think Jeffrey Dean
Conquest
Morgan
needed to be deeper, and then Thrag is slightly less deep but more menacing.
But then, for a Walking Dead fan, how beautiful was that? Technically, that ending, where you have Stephen Yen,
yes,
obviously beating on Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because obviously in The Walking Dead, Jeffrey Dean Morgan bashes his head in with a barbed wire baseball bat.
So that sounds incredible. I've actually never watched
have you not?
Breaking Bad.
But sure you know that scene.
No.
It's not, no, this is from Walking Dead.
No, I've not seen The Walking Dead or Breaking Bad.
He's never seen Breaking Bad.
No.
You never even seen season 1 of Breaking Bad.
Nope.
Oh, how can you do a gradient show and you've not watched arguably some of the best TV
I'm coming to it.
ever put?
I just rewatched Smallville over and over again.
Stop watching fucking Smallville.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but there's more out there.
I will watch Breaking Bad. I keep coming to watch it and then getting distracted by things. Watch it.
For the inepts like you, Stephen Yen's character in The Walking Dead gets beaten to death.
Spoilers.
No, that's not spoilers. Everyone fucking knows it. By Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great comeback.
Yes. And then,
100%.
But then the brutality of that Conquest fight is just insane, and the animation as well, the hair flow and everything was just.
Oh, I'm sorry. The bit when he was fucking headbutting him over and over and over again. In my head, I was like,
you do just sit there and you go like, oh my.
No,
God.
I'm like, go on, hit him.
I know.
My head's going back and forth like, come on, fucking nut him.
Yeah.
No, that says a lot more about me than it does about anything else, really. It's a different problem. But it had me enthralled.
Yes.
I could not take my eyes off that entire episode. I couldn't stop.
Did you see IGN gave it a 4 out of 10?
That was ridiculous.
Mental.
I literally was late to work.
Yeah, because you wanted to watch it.
I couldn't take my eyes off it.
Fair.
I've lost track of time.
It was so good.
Ridiculous.
It was so good. I can't believe how good that was.
It's mad.
It's obviously teeing up a lot for season 4 and 5.
What is this whole thing with Demon Guy at the end? I don't understand that bit.
Something blood.
Also, I forget his name. It's been so. It would have been much cooler had it been a season 2 thing, because obviously they were talking about him in season 1. They've left him for 2 seasons, and now he's coming back in season 4. And it's not from the comic books.
No,
it's
that's an entirely new scene. So there was Damien Darkblood.
That was it.
Voiced by Clancy Brown as well.
Oh yeah, no, I do like that voice actor. 100%. He's in loads of good stuff.
Who do you think is going to be the person that is going to get? They're trying to possess.
Remind me what gets said in the final scene again?
Well, he said he's found someone that will help bring him back to Rain or whatever. This.
So the obvious one is Mark. But
Which is why I don't think it will be him.
Yeah. Oliver could be a prime candidate.
I think it's Atom Eve.
Adam Eve.
Atom
Is
Eve.
it Atom Eve?
Yes.
I thought it was Adam Eve.
Adam Eve for the female character.
You know, Adam and Eve.
You're a fucking idiot. Atom
It makes
Eve.
a lot of sense.
Atom Eve, who can recreate everything from an atomic
Never
level.
mind, okay, it makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, that was really rude.
No, it's not as bad as some of the other things you said to me today. So
Yeah, well, I would say I've been that rude.
You were always rude.
Fucking idiot. I think it might be Atom Eve because obviously she showed her true potential.
Right. Okay. I think it's coming. I know.
Or it's Conquest.
Or it's Conquest. That's the other thing. Because in the comic books, Conquest is.
Spoilers ahead. Conquest's still alive.
Well, no, that is an end credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
still spoilers.
he's obviously alive, and then just breaks out.
Mark thinks he's dead.
Spoiler alert: he just breaks out and goes straight back to the filter.
Yes.
So it could be more cool to see him being a demon infected thing.
But I really want to watch that second fight. I know in the comics.
I'll tell you what could happen. He gets infected by the demon. He's a fucking plague for Mark for a bit. The Viltr might show up. He goes and attacks Thrag because obviously he's infected. Thrag just done like that.
Maybe.
Like a massive threat. Plus demon just dead like that. Show the threat of Thrag. How powerful he is.
He is powerful.
He is fucking mental.
It's pretty fucked.
Yeah,
There's a lot of, like we think like the scene. Oh my god, the scene where Conquest pushes Mark's face through all.
Same
as
what happened with Nolan.
Yeah, like you gotta start like getting into a smaller ball or something. Do you know what I mean? Like
at that point, you know what's coming.
Like you know what's about to happen. Just tuck,
tuck and roll,
just tuck.
Or
because like in the first scene, you can see him flailing, and his hands just going through people's faces, and you're like, mate, stop flailing. Put your arms in. Stop. You know what's about to happen. Stop putting your arms through children and dogs and shit. Like,
don't punch dogs in the face, please.
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ.
Mate,
but the graphic, like you can see this kid like walking along with his son, and you just see that like the kid's arm just detach.
Right. I'm saying this. This is not just about Invincible. This is about most TV shows. Why in a normal fight like that? Why don't we see people just kick? If it's a guy, kick him in the nuts. Like that's the most painful thing. Why do guys not get kicked in the nuts?
I think if he did it to Conquest would just go, nice.
Yeah,
just would have affirmed it.
That's a normal thing to do, right? That's the thing. Like you just in the nuts. They're on the knees. Then whack. Come on, simple as.
I don't think anything Mark would have done anything.
But that's a separate point. My point. But the idea is like nowhere in film or animation or TV, no one gets kicked in the nuts, and it's just like that's 100% the first thing that happens.
I do like the fact that obviously they did build up Mark to be this more powerful. Like they brought all these Marks along.
Yeah.
Don't worry, our Mark's more powerful, right? And then you're thinking, okay, well when this new threat comes along, he's gonna be able to do it. Fuck no. Like that.
How many times did he get broken?
Like, mate. So by the end, he was fighting with one arm and one leg, and also
bashing him in with his stub,
but wouldn't have actually won that fight if it wasn't for Atom Eve. We need to remember that as well.
Oh yeah,
Mark didn't win that fight.
Hadouken and just kind of
come here.
Still not seen that show either, but I recognise the reference.
How can you be doing a show like this?
I have very specific interests,
and you don't watch pop culture.
And I'm not the nerd. I am the nerd. You're not the.
If anything, you're actually not being the nerd.
You're being the nerd.
Yeah.
You are the nerd.
This is not what this show's supposed to be about.
I know certain things and you know certain things, it's fine.
And I seem to be knowing a lot more than you.
I know a lot about very certain things. You know a lot.
So I know a lot.
Big range.
So this is how you're about to do it is you know a lot about a few things. I know a lot about more things. Therefore, I know more than you. You can't process that. You can't process
My brain
that.
just froze for a second there.
Yeah.
That's why we have Carlos, who's coming back soon, to do all this kind of stuff.
But
cover the anime stuff. But she did get Hadoukened.
She Hadoukened him.
She got Hadoukened. She became the Hadouken.
That's not how
she
it
did
works.
not produce the Hadouken. She is the Hadouken.
Hadouken's a move.
Oh, sorry. What's the energy called when the Hadouken's done?
Oh, Super Saiyan. She went Super Saiyan.
She went Super Saiyan.
She went Super Saiyan.
She went Super Saiyan.
Yeah. That makes more
big
sense.
pink
You don't go Hadouken.
Hadouken. And then So she
People
went.
who are watching this are probably thinking like, this is a bunch of fucking idiots. Why are they doing this?
She went Hadouken. She went Super
No,
Saiyan.
oh my god.
She went Super Saiyan, and then she learned how to take clothes off. That was her.
Was that your big takeaway?
That
Was that your big takeaway from the whole thing? She was naked.
No,
Was that your entire thing?
No, not
I
that.
bet you were sat there. I bet you were sat there and you were like, oh, why is her arm in the way?
No.
Why is her arm in the way? Why is her leg in the way? I bet you were like that.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
She learned how to take Mark's clothes off.
Well, did she?
They just disappeared from his body and then reappeared in the bed. That's the difference.
And then what happened?
That's not the point.
It's at the end of the season. At the end of the season, it appears that Atomi's powers have gone a bit haywire because his clothes started to leak pink energy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, no, it wasn't pink, was it? It was just
multicolored. Yes.
It started to melt.
Do we spoil it?
I actually don't know.
You don't know why?
I've forgotten why.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Spoilers.
Massive spoilers. She's pregnant.
Ooh.
Which then makes actually Conquest punching her through the gut even more impactful, because if she couldn't have rebuilt herself and subconsciously rebuilt the embryo in her stomach, Conquest would have killed Mark's child.
Damn. Damn, Daniel.
Yeah.
Back at it again with the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, though, I do have to say though, the show is not afraid to kill kids.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
Not.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
It's quite happy to just murder.
I mean, at certain
men,
points
women, children, dogs.
when Oliver's getting pulled apart.
Oh, you can hear the bones popping. Oh my god!
Mamma mia.
The good thing that they did in that final episode is they were really good at showing the power that Conquest had. Oh. Like it was like with season 8, like you understood the level.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff you didn't see on camera. Yeah. You saw the post destruction, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, because there was obviously so many Invincibles, you didn't see all the fights that happened, like when
but it's
bulletproof Mark had his neck snapped at the end. You didn't see that whole build up. You know, the Flaxen Mark that got killed by Cecil and his Cecil, whatever. You didn't see that fight. You just saw the end of it. Whereas with the Conquest fight, you saw every single detail. That scene where Mark lands on the ground and then you're looking at his blood pooled on the floor, and you can see it starts to vibrate as Conquest is just barreling down to the earth, and whoa!
It shows the Viltrumite ethos really well, because it's not just senseless violence. It produces all this destruction, but it's not just senseless violence. It's just he is aiming for Mark, and his area of destruction is just massive.
It doesn't matter. Like, it literally, he does not give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
But
it's not just I want to destroy Earth. It's that I don't give a fuck if Earth is destroyed in the process.
Yes.
Which is exactly what Viltrumite. This is what it is.
No, it's what he was sent there to do. Do you know? So obviously they teased that Mark had pissed off the Viltrumites quite a lot. They said, "You must have really pissed us off to send me." Yeah. Do you know why?
I know why eventually, long term, yeah.
What? For spoilers?
Spoilers alert, big spoiler alert. Turn off now if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
He is descendant of the last king.
Yeah, yes. Last emperor. You are correct.
I am indeed. I'm always correct.
And it is also because, another reason. So Thorag wants to get rid of them.
Well, he's not the emperor. He is the...
he's the stand-in emperor.
Stand-in emperor. So, Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. He is... what's his face? Bradley, whatever his name's character.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Oh, you've literally just taken the microphone off of
No, it's fine. It's there. It's all good.
Oh my god. Anyway, it's also because Viltrumites have realised that the humans...
No, you can't look at me in the face anymore.
The humans have 100% compatibility with Viltrumites, and as we know, there are less than 50 Viltrumites left in the universe. So, obviously, down the line, what they use Earth for? A breeding ground. Yes, that thing, that exact thing, yes.
Lloyd's not even sticking his head up now.
But, yeah.
Oh, no.
I think that...
Can we pause for a second? Editors.
Anyway, I do think that this is arguably up there as top.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, 100%. It's fantastic. I have preferences of certain things and certain characters, so there are shows that are better than this in my head.
Like?
X-Men 97 and Smallville being specific.
Give me why.
I don't know. It's personal preference.
Give me more reasons than that.
I don't have more reasons than that. I just prefer certain things over certain other things. It's not about specific like, oh, lighting was better in that, or the dialogue was slightly more stimulating in that. What would I want to turn if I'm bored and I just want to watch something and just blow off some steam? What am I going to pick over anything else? Smallville, then not Equinox.
But then that doesn't necessarily make it a better show.
But it is a show I prefer more.
I don't understand your point.
It's all about
if anything, you're putting shows on that you've seen before that you can just have in the background. That doesn't make it better.
No, it's not about putting it on the background. It's what I'd rather watch. If I had to pick anything, if I had to pick one thing to watch, and I could only watch that one thing for the rest of the time, I'd pick Smallville because it's what I prefer.
But that's more about nostalgia.
Maybe, but I still prefer it. Personally, there are people out there who prefer Disney shows as their favourite TV show of all time. People can have their own choices, and that's fine.
I know.
I mean, I wouldn't choose Disney within a mile, but that's not the point.
Marvel is owned by Disney. X-Men '97 was produced by Disney.
No, you know what I mean, like the old Disney Channel shows. You know what I mean?
Oh mate, Disney Channel's class.
No, I never watched it. Jetix when I was a kid.
What the fuck is that?
It had like Power Rangers and shit like that.
Oh yeah, Power Rangers obviously was good.
Yeah, when I was a kid. That was the channel I watched. I didn't watch fucking Disney Channel.
Did your parents not love you?
Maybe not.
Oh,
they watched this, so I can't say that. Jesus Christ, love you a lot. Please don't decide.
And on that beautiful note,
I need the inheritance.
Well, that note, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let us know what you guys think of Invincible down below in the comments. Still top for me. I thought it was unbelievable. And we'll see you guys in the next one very soon.